Hey everyone, Sam here. I'm really sorry I haven't made a video in a little while. Life's just kind of got the better of me. On my last video I did say I'd make this Ru Pau video, so I'm going to do that now. This shit weather is so hot. Like, it's roasting. It's not funny anymore. It's the fuck made binders, right? Did not even consider, is that going to be warm in the summer? Because it's fucking killing me. I'm not kidding you. This binder is fucking killing me. I love Ru Pau's Drag Race. If you haven't already gathered why I'm doing a Ru Pau video. I've watched Drag Race for years and I think it's the best fucking piece of TV that's ever been invented ever. If you don't know who Ru Pau is, Ru Pau is a drag queen and he started in the 80s and he's become this massive superstar. He was supermodel of the world in the 90s and he's since progressed from there, and he's got his own reality TV show called Ru Pau's Drag Race, where he gets I think it's 14 different queens onto the show from all across America to compete for a crown, $100,000 and some makeup as well. And they can carry on Ru Pau's legacy and be under Ru Pau's label. Ru Pau's also countless albums, merchandise, chocolate bars and all sorts of stuff. So if you don't know who he is, definitely go and check that shit out. The show itself is on Netflix, and it's probably the only fucking reason I actually pay for Netflix is to watch Ru Pau. Drag Race, as I said, is this TV show. And this year there were a whole range of different queens. This year's the 9th season of it, and they're currently recording for season 10, which is crazy, really. It's 9 years of drag queens, which means it's been well over 100 queens in the entire time that have come through and won. I've been to see one of the winners live, and she was just outstanding. I'd go again. It's kind of got this little cult following now because of its popularity and because it is such good TV, because it's incredibly entertaining, especially when they kind of tear into each other quite a lot, and that's good fun. Favourite season, out of the 9 of them that there have been, my favourite season was season 6, because the challenges were all very good. I certainly find that each season, the challenges certainly have a theme. So season 6 was the theme of making shit, so if you couldn't sew, you were fucked. You were well fucked that season. And obviously my favourite winner has since was on that show, and her name was Bianca Del Rio. Check her out, she's hysterical. She was a comedy queen and she was just brilliant. I also have a lot of fan favourite sort of queens that come from that season. Adore Delano, Courtney Act, obviously Bianca, Gia Gunn even. I did actually kind of like her. Laganja was odd, but she's since been very good. So, you know, it's one of those where you kind of you get attached to them, really. If you've never seen the show, you kind of you get to know them as people, and then whenever you see their work outside of Drag Race, you're like, oh, actually they're really, really good, even beyond the show, and that's kind of nice to see. And obviously my favourite winner, as I've said, is Bianca Del Rio. I thought she was brilliant. She's a hateful comic, so her work is all based on hating everyone. And I went and seen her Not Today Saint and Her when it came to the UK, when it was just, you did not matter if you were gay, straight, black, white, disabled, able-bodied, you were fucked. You were torn to shreds. I'm not kidding. She was an absolute evil bitch that day. Great crack though, loved it. Season though, I have to say, it's probably it's been the most lackluster season, and that sounds crazy because obviously you think, well, after 9 seasons you'll pick really good queens, and actually no, it only took up until maybe this last 2 or 3 episodes for me to get really into one of the queens, or really into a handful of them. I did have predictions, which kind of happened. This season was odd though, because it's the first season where they've kicked off ones that could have stayed longer and didn't bring them back. And I thought that was really strange, because my missus, we were sat here watching it and we were like, oh, it's the top 4 already, why hasn't he brought back another queen yet? Where's another bitch? He hasn't brought any of them back, and we were still a bit dumbfounded with that. So the top 4 of this season is Shea Coulee, Sasha Velour, Trinity Taylor and Peppermint. And I love 3 of them. Out of the 4, I love 3 of them. In their last episode, they did, basically every season, the top 3 queens, or the top 4 queens, stand together on the runway, and Ru asked them, so, why should I call you next drag superstar? And they all basically give a whole big speech, and Shea Coulee's pissed me off because it was sort of like a case of she was sort of standing there a bit like this, like, well, I've worked hard, bitch, give me the crown. That's not how it works. You don't have RuPaul's label and RuPaul's name behind you just to be like, give me that money, bitch. Trinity Taylor's was very, very similar. It was a case of pity, like, take pity on me. You know, she has had a lot of struggles, which I completely understand. But it was a case of, look, I've struggled and I need stability in my life, so can I have this crown and some money, please? Because that would allow me to do that. Again, not how it works. Peppermint's and Sasha Velour's were probably the most well thought out speeches. Peppermint is the first openly transgender woman to compete in the contest, which I think is a lovely, lovely thing to do. It's nice that RuPaul's allowed a trans woman to enter the competition. Obviously, I understand as a trans person that might not be something that caters to everybody, but she's the most lovely, lovely human, and I think she's wonderful. But hers was very much like, it was all about pride and about helping the community come to terms with themselves, being comfortable with themselves, you know, using RuPaul's label as a branch and as a benchmark to help bring up the young LGBTQ youth, and I thought that was lovely. And Sasha Velour's was very, very similar. Obviously, Sasha Velour's not trans, as far as I know. I do think she's non-binary though. I really, really do, because she doesn't dress overly effeminately, and she doesn't dress overly masculinely either, which I think is really nice. It's nice to have two people that don't conform to the gender norms on a daily basis, whereas Trinity and Sasha do. They sort of dress male and identify as men outside of the contest, where Sasha Velour hasn't really stated whether she identifies either way or in between, which I think is really nice. I think you don't have to have a label, but it's nice to see that Sasha Velour's like that. A personal winner of this season would probably be Sasha Velour. As much as I love Peppermint, and I think she probably could win it, in all fairness, because it's the first trans woman to win it. But I do think Sasha Velour's drag was very, very intelligent. She had a lot of very specific references, so you know, things weren't exactly in your face, but they were very subtle and made the point come across. If you understood the reference, you knew exactly what she was on about. Like, and if anybody has seen this episode, what the fuck? She made the best Wizard of Oz looks. I'm not kidding. Like, that crown with that little hat underneath, that was some shit. That was the best shit ever. But that's who I would hope to see win. Obviously, the finale, I think, is this weekend. It better fucking be this weekend, because I didn't put one on Netflix this weekend. Last weekend I was raging. So yeah, let's just hope that. Well, I hope Sasha wins it anyway. I personally really, really like Drag Race because it's all about creativity, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, and that's the best way. You know, RuPaul says it himself. You know, you've got to have the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to do the contest. And if you haven't got the whole package, you're fucked. Like, I still, to this day, there are 9 seasons of this shit. 9 years of this shit. And bitches still come on it. I don't know how to sew. I've got to make a costume. Bitch, you should have learnt that shit long ago. I don't get it. These queens that are like, oh, I go and buy, you know, I have designers that make me gowns. I have this, I have that. How about go and get yourself a sewing machine and teach your ass how to sew before you go on that show? The thing is, it's like you audition, and then there's like, you know, there's going to be a waiting period in between. You could learn how to sew in that period in between. Like, it doesn't do you any harm. I do think that the whole show focuses on the personalities of the queens, as well as what they can do, and the looks. Some of the looks they can do is unbelievable, out of this world talent. And some of them are incredibly creative, incredibly intelligent, and incredibly funny. And that's why I enjoy Drag Race. Plus, it's good fucking telly. It's the best TV show on the planet. I'm not kidding. Like, I don't see why I'm paying my TV license, because I don't even fucking watch the telly, but I would watch RuPaul's Drag Race if it came on. I would pay my TV license to watch Ru. I pay my TV license to watch Netflix. As I said earlier in the video, RuPaul does have a range of music videos, and he has a range of albums, and each year the queens do a music video with him, which I think is awesome. Like, wouldn't that be some shit? Like, oh my god, I'm in a music video with one of the biggest drag stars on the planet. That's some shit. My favourite song, though, it would actually have to be Sissy That Walk. Again, it came out of season 6, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was a really good track, a really good beat. Go and check it out, because it'll give you life. And each episode, there's a judging panel. So there's Ru Pau and Michelle Visage, and she has, Ru gives 2 or 3 people access to judge on a regular, and then Ru brings in 2 special guests every week, which is really nice. So they all get a say. When the girls come out on the runway, then the girls get a say on, or the fellas, or whoever it is that's on the panel, gets to have a say on what they think of each of the dresses, on each of the queens, and so on and so forth. My ideal judging panel would be obviously Ru and Michelle, because they're standard. Todrick Hall, because I like Todrick. And Scott and Mitch from Superfruit. And I also seriously go check their channel because they are outstanding and love Superfruit, and I might actually do a video on them because they're just ace. So that is it for this video. Next week I'm going to do a little bit of a playthrough with Minecraft. If some of you don't know already, I've probably said before in another video that I do like to play Minecraft. I've done quite a few bits on my Xbox file, so I'll be able to do that. I also plan to, at some point in this summer, I think, I'm going to do a 24-hour gaming stream to help a charity out. So if anybody wants to get involved with that, let me know in the comments below, and I'll sort of arrange a date and time and let you all know about it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that little bell icon so as you know when we upload stuff. Sham has probably his videos coming out of her arse now that she's out of hospital. She's well on her way to recovery. Bitch. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.